Ciao, winos, and welcome to another edition of SommAllié. If you're new here, I'm not an expert, but I know what I like. So grab a glass and winos, let's uncork. This week, I will be tasting 2 different Proseccos. This week, I'll be tasting Sorella Branca Extra Dry Prosecco and Cecilia Beretta Prosecco Superiore Brut. Let's see, I always do this. I always get this wrong. So, not wrong, but I always pop it too loud. And don't get too close to your eyes. Wow, it's hard to do sitting down. So I'm probably just going to make a really loud voice. It's not happening. So, there we go. Here. Pretty. Let's see if we can get this one open properly. Twist the bottom. I did it right. I did it right. I did it right. This is a extra dry Prosecco. The one from Trader Joe's is a Brut. Approximately 19 miles northeast of Venice, in the Treviso province of Veneto, Italy, is the Italians' answer to sparkling wine, Prosecco. Once the name of the grape and region became known as the Glera grape in 2009, with some of the best bubbles hailing from the towns of Conigliano and Valdobbiadene. They changed the name to keep the reputation of Prosecco, to make sure that was kept intact, and they could regulate it through the DOC and the DOCG. I love champagne. And I think the first time I tried Prosecco, I thought it was going to be like champagne. Prosecco differs from champagne in many ways. It is the tank method that they use to make Prosecco that keeps the cost, or helps keep the cost, low. And there are 3 different levels of sweetness with Prosecco. You have, there isn't 3, there's 4. It starts off with dry, then extra dry, then brut, and you can do extra brut, but that has to come from a specific region, and that's the only way that it can be called extra brut. But this particular one is extra dry, and the Trader Joe's is brut. This is going to be sweeter, even though you think, extra dry, it has to be extra dry. No, it dry is the sweetest, then extra dry, then brut. I have a tulip glass. The extra dry is in the tulip glass. All those pretty bubbles. The mousse. And the Trader Joe's, not as many bubbles, but this is a different glass. I've had the Trader Joe's one before, so I'm going to give this extra dry one a taste first. I ain't giving it a taste yet. I'm going to give it we're not going to swirl it because it's sparkling. You don't really swirl sparkling, but I'm going to give it a smell. I'm going to get a sniffy sniff, and then I'll give it a taste. Here we go. Something that I like to do if I am not picking up on, immediate flavors is close my eyes and then breathe in the wine, and it helps me concentrate on what flavors I'm actually smelling. I smell lemon lime. I smell apples and pears. See what we can smell with this one. That's so weird. It smells like... Wait. It smells like almonds, I think. Yeah, it's almonds. I smell almonds. Mmm. Mmm. It is a little sweeter. Oh my goodness. It's so delicious. It's creamy. It's got great acid. Mmm. Nice acid. Really nice acid. But I can taste honey. I taste pear. I taste peaches, white peaches, which is perfect because it's SommAllié cocktail time. Prosecco is pretty versatile with cocktails. Like, you could use Prosecco as a little topper for any number of cocktails, like a margarita. You could put a little Prosecco on top of that, a mojito to make a little spritzy spritz. The most famous cocktail made with Prosecco is Bellinis. And Bellinis are made with fresh white peach juice. Not nectarines, not yellow peaches, and not coming from a can. Not peach puree coming from a can, or, like the little Goya canisters. None of that. No. It has to be fresh peach juice. Doing my research, it said that in Italy, the Italians drink extra dry Prosecco. The Brut is what is imported to other countries the most. And I understand why. This is delicious. I taste, the earth as well in here. Ooh, I think it's like olives, like brine, like, oh my goodness. But it's still like the white peaches and the apple. This Trader Joe's one is tartar than this one. It doesn't have as much acid. I'm going to try this one again. I don't know why I'm doing that to my palate because it's so delicious. Wow. I mean, it just blows it away. Like, you can't even compare the two. I am going to rate this wine
4 corks.
Amazing. I'm going to give the Trader Joe's. I'm going to give the Trader Joe's 2 corks. I probably, if I tasted this on its own, I would have given it 3 corks. But tasting it next to the extra dry Prosecco, it just diminishes it. It like... It almost tastes like a little bitter, like a little burnt, because the extra dry is so creamy and so smooth. I had to have a little pancetta just to kind of taste something that went well with the Prosecco, just to see if that will help this Trader Joe's Prosecco at all. It actually did help it. It took away that bitter taste that I was tasting. My sommelier tip this week is to look for extra dry Prosecco. It's really phenomenal. If you can find extra dry Prosecco, spend that extra $8-10 for it and get it. It's still cheap. Like, again, this extra dry Prosecco was $20. It's not expensive at all. Prosecco is a great, affordable, sparkling alternative. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another edition of SommAllié. Remember to drink wine, enjoy wine, love wine. Cheers. Delicioso. Keep sipping.